Aaron Glenn reveals the true reason why the New York Jets are benching Justin Fields for Tyrod Taylor. Now, I assume this was the reason, but now we have a report from Dan Graziano that basically explains exactly the reason of the benching of Justin Fields and why I think it is the smart decision. And I know there are a lot of people underneath my comments and every single video I make here on YouTube that is defending Justin Fields, and he has no reason to be blamed. It's everything around him that's the problem. I get all that. This has nothing to do with just, I'm not bashing on Justin. I don't mean to do that. I love Justin as a person, but the reality is the reason the New York Jets are making this benching makes total sense because the Jets are in evaluation mode. So let's get straight into exactly what the report says. All right. So as you can see here on your screen, Aaron Glenn, he spoke to the media today, and this was a report from Dan Graziano saying the Jets' reason to switch to Tyrod is to do with their desire to evaluate the young skill players on the roster. This includes Mason Taylor, A.D. Mitchell, John Mechie, of course. This is what I've been telling you guys. This is why the Jets are making this decision. It's as simple as the New York Jets need to figure out a way to get these new wide receivers, A.D. Mitchell, John Mechie, their brand new rookie tight end that they brought in the draft in the second round. They need production. They need development. They need to figure out a way to understand exactly how to be productive through the air. And another underrated element to this, it's not just the playmakers, but it's the offensive coordinator, Tanner Engstrand. He needs to develop his game as an offensive coordinator. Now, the reason why they're making the change to Tyrod with this perspective in mind is Justin Fields' strengths is not throwing the football. He is a very good athlete. He knows how to make people miss in the open field. You can run RPOs, do all those things. The scheme when Justin Fields is at quarterback is to basically take advantage of Justin Fields' strengths and hide his weaknesses. That's what coaches do with the quarterback. And what they're doing with Justin Fields as a coaching staff this year is they put him in a box because he's limited as a quarterback. He does not have the ability to really process a defense, go through his reads, make throws down the field consistently. What Fields is really good at is zone reads, keeping the ball on the ground, taking some shots, one read, check down, not really complex things down the field. And we all understand that. So now the Jets are going to change their complete approach as an offense because now with Tyrod out there as the quarterback, you can expect there to be more of a pass-happy approach. And it's not really a knock on Justin. It's just more about how this offense can develop for the 2026 season and beyond, because the Jets want there to be a system in place and some type of operation that they feel confident in when they go get their new quarterback in the offseason, whether that's in free agency, whether that is trading for a quarterback, or that's drafting one in the first round. There's a lot of different ways the Jets can go out there and get a new quarterback in the offseason. And we got all offseason to talk about that, who it's going to be. But the Jets need to develop Tanner Engstrand's ability to call plays without a limited quarterback underneath center. And Tanner Engstrand, if you guys forgot, coming from Detroit, he was the pass game coordinator. So it's not like he is foreign to the idea of passing the football. That was his specialty over there in Detroit. He helped Ben Johnson create plays that is about throwing the football. And when you have a quarterback in Fields who is simply limited to that capacity, it's hard for the coach to really even evaluate himself. So now what Tyrod is going to bring to the table is the flaws of Tyrod game compared to Justin Fields is his escapability. The one thing you like about Justin is whenever there was pressure, he has the ability to run around the pocket, escape pressure, not take a sack because he can basically juke people out and pick up yards with his legs. Tyrod, though, he's not going to be able to do that. So what Tyrod's going to have to do is get the ball out fast. That is what Justin struggles with. So I think the cool thing about Tyrod, even in his limited sample size, we saw this season, the game he started against the Buccaneers and the second half against the Carolina Panthers when he came in, he's not afraid to throw the football. He understands where the routes are. He knows where his playmakers are. And he's going to give A.D. Mitchell, he's going to give John Mechie, Mason Taylor, Arian Smith even, opportunities to make plays. And I think that's all this offense needs right now. We need to have a guy that is going to let this offense build a structure, because we all understand this offense stinks. Flat out stinks. There's not anything to be excited about from the production of this offense this season. They've exploded at times, but they've been very inconsistent. The run game is on and off. And with the defense is loading the box to try to stop the run with Breece Hall, the pass game is open. But now with Tyrod, he's not going to be afraid to throw the ball, and he's going to take a lot of shots. I expect Tyrod to throw some interceptions. I honestly don't think that if Tyrod goes out there and struggles, and he looks bad and the Jets lose, like, it's not one of those scenarios like, ha, see, the Jets made the wrong decision. They should have kept Fields. Like, no, like, we're past that. Like, it's not a comparison of who's better, Fields or Taylor. It's not about who puts the Jets in a better situation to win. It's not about that anymore. The Jets are 2-8. It's what quarterback puts this offense in a better situation to develop the pass attack. And that's Tyrod. It's that simple. Whether they win or lose on Sunday has no impact of whether this was the right or the wrong decision to bench Justin Fields. That's how I look at it. And you look at the two wide receivers the Jets brought in the trades with A.D. Mitchell and John Mechie III. Starting off with A.D. Mitchell, I'm not giving up on the guy. I think that A.D. Mitchell had a very bad debut, and there's no doubt about that. You look at his ability to go out there and struggle. I really don't think that this is now we're going to look at A.D. Mitchell and he's going to have those pivotal drops every single game. Now, he obviously needs to establish himself. The thing about A.D. Mitchell I love is his physicality and his ability to get open, his size, his speed. He has traits. If he can just put it together and catch the ball and get opportunities, then you never know what's possible with a guy with the talent of A.D. Mitchell. Now, I'm not going to say he's going to develop into a star. That's not what we need him for. Garrett Wilson is our star wide receiver. We just need somebody to be solid next to him, because you look at this team 2026 and beyond from a wide receiver perspective. John Mechie III, now he had a very promising debut. This is a guy that I think that you could be hopeful for. He had a touchdown. He has speed. So it's not just A.D. Mitchell. It's both of these guys. A.D. Mitchell is a restricted free agent. A.D. Mitchell, though, or John Mechie III, he's a restricted free agent in the offseason. And then A.D. Mitchell, he's under contract for 2 years. So we have control of these two guys. If the Jets want, they have the rights to bring back Mechie if he looks good in these remaining 7 games. So you have Garrett Wilson, A.D. Mitchell, say you bring back Mechie, Arian Smith, and then you have all the money and the draft capital in the world to get another receiver in the building. Then the Jets all of a sudden have a nucleus on this offense at the wide receiver position to be hopeful for. That's only if A.D. Mitchell and John Mechie show anything, though. Like, if they're both just fizzle out and then we're still stuck with just Garrett Wilson and no one else, then you obviously have to overhaul that position. Now, when it comes to Arian Smith, like, I don't know what we can expect from him. It feels like he's been iced out. And I hope the Jets give him some more opportunities, because Tyler Johnson has taken on that veteran starting position role, and he kind of doesn't really have a long-term future here. Unless he keeps making plays, which he only had one good game, then maybe he's someone you bring back next year. But I'd rather give the rookie Arian Smith some opportunities with Tyrod Taylor throwing the ball, especially vertically down the field. Get him throwing some go balls and running some go routes, and let Tyrod throw it up. You never know what could happen there. And then the other player that has the most upside out of anybody on this offense through the air, honestly, is the Jets rookie tight end Mason Taylor. I mean, this is a real solid piece to this offense that I feel like has been just put in a box from a check down guy. Like, the only time Mason Taylor gets the rock, it seems, is when Justin Fields checks it underneath. Like, I want to see Mason Taylor go out there, line him up out wide, let him run some real routes, get creative, some drag routes, some corner routes, stick, all those tight end routes. I don't want him to be put in a box. Hopefully the Jets get more open here. And I think that now the Jets are 2-8 and they're in evaluation mode, they're going to run the ball, but they're really going to set up the play action more with Tyrod Taylor. And I think the reason that Aaron Glenn is doing this is smart. It really is. And obviously, time will tell, but the Jets offense needs to build a system that is absolutely up to a standard that when this quarterback that we're going to bring in next offseason, he's coming into at least a stable offense. And the same thing goes for the defense, right? Next year, the Jets are going to bring in a lot of new defensive players. We don't know who. We have no idea who it's going to be. We can talk about that all offseason, but the defense is another side of the ball that we want there to be some type of structure and a stable energy that they're walking into, because this season is all about laying down the foundation. First year, Aaron Glenn is coaching this team. First year offensive coordinator. Steve Wilks is the first time DC, of course, with this regime. So they're all about establishing their foundation. Okay, now we have a whole season to figure out what works, what doesn't. Now let's go get personnel with all this capital to really fill out the roster. So I think that the rest of the season of this offense is going to be very, very important to see how they look at it. And let's be honest, man, the Justin Fields experience was one of the most frustrating things you can imagine. Like, you look at his stats this season, half the games he looks good. The other half, it's not even like you don't belong in the NFL. You can't do that in this league. You're not a starting quarterback in the NFL if half the games you look good and the other half you look like you don't belong by putting up 50 passing yards. You can make all the excuses in the world about the players around him and the system and the coaches. Like, no, there's no excuse in the world, man. Justin knows he had to play better, and I expect there to be a little bit more productivity through the air now. And it's sad to see Justin go down like this. It really is, because he's a great guy. You don't want to see a guy like that go down. But I think that Tyrod Taylor is about to go out there and at least move the ball down the field. You're going up against a Baltimore Ravens secondary that has Kyle Hamilton. Their defense is playing a lot better recently, so it's not going to be easy going on the road and be productive as an offense. But I really do think that, the command that Tyrod plays with and the confidence and the ability to have that swagger, I think that it's only going to help out guys like A.D. Mitchell and this Jets wide receiver room. Because if they go out there and all of a sudden, even we lose, but A.D. Mitchell puts up 5 catches, 70 yards, and a touchdown, and Mechie puts up 4 catches and 50 yards and a touchdown, and all of a sudden we're like, okay, like that's something we can build with, because the big issue we have on this offense is we have 2 great playmakers. One of them could be walking in free agency in Breece Hall, but that's it. We have a promising tight end that needs more development, and then there's these wild card pieces at wide receiver. The Jets need guys around Garrett Wilson next year to really help this offense. You look around the NFL, it's all about an everybody eats approach. You can't be focused on one individual to carry you. So I think the Tyrod Taylor situation is going to be an intriguing one. Now, I'm not expecting the Jets to go on a winning streak at all. That's not what this is about. It's not about the Jets going out there and upsetting the Ravens and then going on this crazy win streak. That's not what this is about. It's about the evaluation mode. And I know some people are upset even that Tyrod is starting because they want the Jets to tank, lose every game possible to get your rookie quarterback in the draft. But listen, the way I approach that is simple. Whether I root for a win or root for a loss, it has zero impact on the field. So I'm surrendering to the moment, allowing whatever happens. And then when the last game of the season's wrapped up and we see where the Jets are drafting, that's when we start firing up the mock drafts. I'm not doing any mock drafts or worrying about that until the end of the season, because it will drive you mad. And I would recommend that to anybody that gets super hyper fixated over being so frustrated when the Jets win a meaningless game or vice versa. Like, don't let it get to you when you're 2-8. All that stuff is external noise that is out of your control as a fan. So you just might as well not stress out about it. That's just a mindful way and a more holistic approach to it. But if you like to be frustrated and be pissed off, then yeah, if the Jets win on Sunday and you're upset about the draft pick, I mean, it just, being frustrated over it does not do any good for your own health. That's all I'm saying. It's just a way that I've dealt with it from a different lens, from a mindful perspective these past few years, so I don't just get absolutely frustrated every single time about it. So I personally think that the Jets benching Justin Fields was the right move, because I think that now you look at this offensive line and how they are playing, with Armand Membu being an absolute stud, Olu Fashanu looking like a polished left tackle, Joe Tippmann holding his ground at right guard. I mean, this offensive line is a big piece to this offense to be excited about. And now that we have a new quarterback coming in here that's going to be more of a pass-happy approach, I'm intrigued and excited to see what it looks like with Tyrod Taylor. Let me know in the comment section down below, what's your expectations with Tyrod Taylor at the quarterback, and the real reason why Aaron Glenn is making this decision is revealed. And that is simply, you want to evaluate the young guys of A.D. Mitchell, John Mechie, maybe even Arian Smith if he gets involved, which he has not yet this season. Mason Taylor, Jeremy Ruckert, Breece Hall, Isaiah Davis. So that's really the reason. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Want to give a big shout out to Sleeper for being the proud sponsor of Jets Media all season long. If you guys have not checked them out by now, what are you waiting for? Get a 100% match up to $100 by using the code JETS, and you will get $20 for free. No deposit even necessary. You sign up today, you get your 100% deposit match. You put $50 in, they give you $50 for free. Terms and conditions apply, of course. Please bet responsibly. Legal in 25 states. Huge salute to the friends over there on Sleeper.